I would invite Dr. Archana Bindra to come and talk about her section of the course that she's going to cover here along with Dr. Soham Patel. She's going to cover both today. So thank you, Archana, for all the time that you give to CWC and your effort to, take this course forward. One thing about Dr. Archana Bindra, I just want to tell you is that not only she is an endocrinologist, but she has been very assiduously, advocating lifestyle medicine, and she's also a certified lifestyle medicine practitioner. So congratulations for that. And once again, thanks for everything that you do for Crack the Wellness Code. So over to you.
Thank you so much, Som. And thank you for inviting me to speak today. Dr. Soham Patel is he here today, Som?
So there is a family emergency, Dr. Archana. So what we would do is, if you could just highlight the course beyond the SMART goals and Diabetes 101, we're going to talk about diet, lifestyle, sleep hygiene, etc.
Sure.
And of course, the how to de-escalate medication, right? So very interesting topics. So obviously you've been working on this. So you can just do the outline. I will put up the slide and then possibly we could spend a little time on that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, great. Yeah, so could just give us the participants some outline what is coming, and we can have the slides getting ready as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so Dr. Patel was going to be speaking on plant-based diets. I think he was going to talk on exercise and why lifestyle medicine, how do you deal with it when you're in social scenarios and things like that. So I will touch a few of these topics today. And if you have the slides, then we can go ahead. Well, I don't look like Dr. Soham Patel, so I'm sorry, but I will talk in alluding to his slides. So if you could please go to the next slide. So that's a very colorful slide. So essentially, a whole food plant-based diet has been the mainstay of how we have been trying to change people's lifestyle. And it's very difficult sometimes for people, especially of a Western ethnicity, to go from a very meat-eating population to a very vegetarian population. But I think over time they realize that it has a lot of benefits. And a plate, as they have shown you on the left, essentially you want to focus on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans and legumes and seeds. And that would be the crux of your diet. And you could mix and match them in any possible way, but we always tell our patients that when you're trying to eat a fruit, you don't want to convert it into a pie or fry it or something, but you want to eat the fruit or the vegetable in the way that you actually see it. So when you're going and you're doing your grocery shopping, all of these things are super healthy. The more the color you have on your plate, the better off you are. There's all the reds and the purples and the greens and whites and yellows. And, if you take 2 from each, that would give you enough of fiber, nutrients, and antioxidants. And most of the people actually don't eat most of these. So the next slide, please. So essentially you would be choosing things to eat. So of course, as in the green, yellow, and red signal, the green are all the good stuff that you would like to eat, which is in the first box. It has green leafy vegetables, you have non-starchy, starchy vegetables, you have the beans, you have the fruits, the grains, herbs, spices, mushrooms, etc. All of those are very important. As we go down the list, they get less and less that you want to be consuming. You definitely don't want to consume refined sugars and pastries and things that come in packages, as they're not very healthy at all. And we'll talk more about these, and Dr. Patel will talk more about it in his talks later on. Next slide. So this is a very interesting side, and people always feel that if I go ahead and eat a lot of meat and potatoes and rice, I'll be full. But I think they also kind of make you empty in a short period of time as well, and you get hungry again. Whereas if you eat just a whole lot of fruits and vegetables, which will give you 500 calories, you can see that it actually fills your stomach pretty well. There is a website, and it's called Forks Over Knives, and I think it's a very remarkable website. It essentially gives you different recipes of whole food plant-based diets, and I think they're very well curated. So if you haven't taken a look, you could take a look at that. Next slide. We always talk about rest and relaxation. Sleep is extremely important to any kind of optimal wellness. If you're a person who needs 7 hours or 8 hours, then by all means, you should be getting those 7 or 8 hours. If it's important to actually sleep on time, which I mean, that would be different for different people. And if you're not the type of person who has the luxury of waking up late, then you definitely want to get those 7 to 8 hours of optimal sleep at the correct time. That's also very important. Optimal breathing. So if we're not breathing and we have sleep apnea, we have to use a CPAP machine and so forth. The next day, that may also give you a lot of sort of daytime somnolence. You might be very tired. So again, the breathing is important. Meditation and yoga will always be of help. So we're not going to go into the next few slides. They're very much in detail about how you should do it and what you should do. And I think that will be dealt more in the talks themselves. But I think that it's very important that this all comes from within. It's very important to realize that if you want to make a change, it has to come from within. And always remember, it's a marathon and not a sprint.